LIFETUBERS!
Okay, so what we're doing right now is driving around the downtown circle, square, I don't know. I guess it depends on your perspective. Anyway, this is the third time around because we don't know what to do. So I thought I'd give you a shot of the downtown area. If the light changes green, maybe. There we go. Let us know what you do when you're bored in the comments. Here's how cold it got last night. Granted, the ice in the water bottle has melted quite a bit through the day.
And we're all the way down in Dallas. I mean, I can't imagine how cold it is north of the Texas-Oklahoma border. If you guys are up in the north, let us know. Because apparently this is quite the cold snap. And it's not doing well for the global warming people pushers, agenda pusher, Copenhagen stuff. So anyways, it's cold here. How are you?
How are you? How are you today? How are you? And you, and you, and you, and you, and you. Here's the question. How do you know that you know what you know if you don't know what you don't know, you know? You ever have one of those days where you just feel so out of it? It's like you're walking in your sleep. I think today is one of those days for us. What do you think?
I think so. You know, we're sitting there trying to come up with something interesting that you guys would find interesting, and, you know, just drawing a blank, just coming up with nothing, just kind of a blank page, wide open space, nothing. See what I mean?
Okay, so we thought we would share with you some of our little quirks. I'll go first. One quirk that I have, I actually just did this. Whenever I hiccup, I feel the need to announce it, so it sounds something like this. Hiccup. I don't know why, but I can't help myself. Your turn.
Okay, one of my quirks is, you ever gotten one of those country pride tubs of butter?
It's actually country crock.
Country crock. Well, there you go.
It's a crock.
What a crock, I tell you. With the country crock, you pull that tap, you know, that butter. It's a big tub of butter, and when you open it up, there's a little dollop right in the middle where they finish putting it in, and I don't like anybody else to mess with that. I want to be the first one that scooped that little dollop out of there, no matter what it goes on. And so Allison has learned now not to mess with the dollop until I can get to it. So that's one of my quirks.
Okay, another one of mine is that when I drink something, I always have to put my tongue to the roof of my mouth while I'm drinking. This is probably one good reason why not to watch horror movies when you're a kid. Because if any of you have ever seen the movie Poltergeist, when the guy turns into this, worm in the tequila or something, or the guy swallows the worm and he turns into this big giant worm. Anyway,
have to have the toilet paper so that the roll comes off over the top, not behind, but over the top, and I have to have it that way. And I always hate it when it's put on backwards, so it's coming out the back side, because then I can't reach it. It's hard to find it. Whereas on the top, you just start rolling it, comes right out, you're good to go. That's one of my other quirks.
Do any of you share any of these quirks? Probably none of mine, but maybe some of his. Let us know in the comments. I got one more. Bradley kindly just reminded me of it. Whenever I sneeze, if nobody blesses me, I feel the need to announce that as well. So if I sneeze, I'll say, bless me, until somebody blesses me. You got another one?
Nope, not right now.
Aw, come on. Anything?
I'm drawing a blank.
Okay, we'll check with you later.
Okay. I got one. And this was, if you've watched any of our Shea Loss videos, Allison kind of already let you in on this one, but I have this quirk where when we're done grocery shopping, I feel the need to put the groceries in a certain arrangement in the trunk or in the car. And bless her heart, Allison would love to help, but she doesn't have the way I'm putting the puzzle together in her head, and so she might put something where I don't think it goes, and then I end up having to take it out and put something back in where I think it should go, because I've already got the whole puzzle worked out in my mind. So we just over the years have just figured it out that it's just easier if I put the groceries away, which is fine, but she always feels awkward standing there watching me put the groceries away. So but that's just a little quirk that I have. So there's another one.
I can second on that, on one of mine, because I'm kind of the same way with the dishwasher. Everything kind of has to go in a certain way. He likes to toss things in there, here, there, and everywhere. And I feel like there's always another thing that can go in there in this, nook or cranny. Go figure.
Even to the point of taking the dishes I've already put in there out and putting them back in herself. Well, we just passed some ice patches back there in the little ditches, and it just reminded me of growing up in Wisconsin, where we'd get these winter freezes, and I used to love as a kid going and just stomping on that ice and trying to break through it, especially in the areas where you knew if you did fall through it was just maybe just a couple of inches of water, but a lot of times the water would evaporate underneath the ice, and so you could see there was a gap there, and we'd sit there and stomp on it until we could try and break it. And then that led to another story that I was telling Allison about, which is we used to go and go over to a friend's house who had a house right on the lake, one of the lakes out there, and they would we'd have to shovel the snow off the lake and clear an area, and then you could skate right on the lake there. And it was just I remember just being little and being cold, but it was fun. But my dad was at the age where I remember my mom saying that they were having a jumping contest out there, and she was afraid he was going to fall and crack his head open. But so lots of fun times growing up in Wisconsin about winter. And some of you probably have been out there in those kind of conditions before. From there we moved to California, and we didn't really see that kind of snow or ice after that. So those of you out in California or in the warmer states like down in Florida, you don't get to see that kind of frozen ice, but I know those of you in the north can relate. Okay, we'll leave you with the joke. City slicker goes out to the farm and he sees a brown cow and a brown chicken sitting there. And you know what he said to the farmer? He said, "Oh look, it's a brown chicken, brown cow."
Break it down, freaky cheese.